Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabby, if you are not familiar with me, and I love to talk all things personal finance, organization, and lifestyle. Today's video is going to be the October reset video. So every single month I do a financial reset and then I do a regular reset. The regular reset is usually more focused on just like organizing my life, planning my content, setting monthly goals, doing some cleaning sometimes, that sort of thing. So yeah, we're gonna start this video a little differently than usual. I'm usually sat down at my normal filming location to do my full reset on my laptop, but I thought I would start today's video with just some cleaning, organizing around the house. We honestly did a decent clean yesterday. Sorry, there's police once again, but I do want to swap our sheets on our bed. I want to clean the bathroom, and I also just want to like tidy up around the house because there's stuff everywhere. Oh, I wish you guys could see my cats. They were both just seated staring at me while I'm filming. We'll just get into it. Before I start, I wanted to show you guys what I did with my closet. I went through and organized it yesterday. Please disregard the bottom of this closet, but I went through and organized all of my clothes again. You know when your closet just gets kind of gross? Like I was just putting different things all over the place. I was hanging several items on the same hanger and then not being able to see the stuff underneath it. So I went through yesterday and then I tried to order things a little bit better for the fall. I had all of my summer dresses here beforehand. So I just went through and did all of my sweaters and then sort of blazers, jackets, anything that's like an overshirt. And then we have bottoms, like dress pants bottoms, and then we have denim. And then all of my summer stuff is behind here because that's the most difficult spot to get to in the closet. This closet, I don't know, not greatly designed, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'm outing myself in my bedroom right now. It's very dirty in here. Actually, you can't see the worst of it. There's a lot of David's clothes just on the dresser here. But we are going to strip the bed, and then I'm going to put our other set of sheets on. We'll wash these, and then I'm gonna clean the bathroom. Time lapse. Is that your brother's tail? Okay, We are ready to do the sit down portion of today's video. As usual, we will start with the monthly reset page in my Notion tracker. If you are interested in this Notion tracker, I will leave it in the description box down below. It's like a full dashboard. It has like so many different organizational systems and methods and pages and all that, but this is just like a little portion of it. It's the monthly reset page and it's laid out the exact same way as mine is. So if you are interested in this, definitely check it out in the description box down below. I always like to start out with a little bit of a reflection on the previous month. So September, what were my biggest wins this month and what contributed to my success? So I said relationships and community. I feel like we have been socializing so much. We're seeing a lot of our friends here, a lot of our family here, or like at least my family here. It's just been really nice and I'm glad we're taking this time while we're in Calgary. If you are new here, I just moved from Vancouver to Calgary in July. I grew up in Calgary, so all of my family is here. And then a lot of like my high school friends are here as well. And then we also have some friends that moved from Vancouver to Calgary. So it's just nice to see the people that we haven't seen that much in the last couple of years. And then of course, being around family is the best. And then I said my wins as well were my 2026 budget tracker. I did start this month and I've made decent progress. This is probably the earliest I've ever started on my budget tracker. I'm usually trying to start in September, but I usually don't actually get going fully until October. And this year I want to do a lot more testing before I launch. Last year there was a lot of little bugs that were caught by the first few people that use the budget trackers. I'm hoping to do early access for some of my subscribers so that you guys can start trialing it out and using it and then giving me feedback like something's not working or something like that. That will likely come in probably like November. I'll probably do that when the budget tracker is fully done, but I'm glad I'm starting earlier this year and I have a decent amount of progress started on it. I also said my win this month was starting therapy. So I have done a short little set of therapy sessions back in 2024, I believe. For the first time ever went to therapy. It was all virtual and it was with the telehealth company that my work program works with. But you need a specific reason for the therapy and you only get 4 sessions, although those 4 sessions are completely free. It is a great resource, but I want to start like building a relationship with a therapist. Although I'm not going to be in Calgary for a very long time, I think there is still time to sort of get to know somebody, get started with therapy, and then I can always try to find somebody else in Vancouver. But I'm really glad I started it and it was long overdue. And I can't believe I've never used my benefits towards this before. I was really like wasting that resource that I don't think a lot of people get. So I'm glad I'm finally starting on this. What challenges or setbacks did I face and what did I learn from them? Like always in the fall, my hair loss gets worse. If you are new here, I have been dealing with some hair loss over the last few years. I think the root cause of it is like a couple of things like nutritional deficiencies. I think I have the genes for it. I think I have female pattern baldness. And then I also have other hormonal factors. Like I think I have PCOS. So I think there's just like a lot of reasons why my hair was falling out. And I think it's taken a long time to figure out exactly what's triggering it because there's so many different angles of it. My hair has started to shed more and I've noticed I feel like I have less density. And yeah, this is the time of year where it's always a little bit harder. I have this every single fall. I know hair loss in the fall is just more common over everybody. It's just like the hair shedding cycle. But as somebody who has hair loss, I think it just gets a little egregious at this time of year. I've also just been dealing with feeling overwhelmed. There's a lot going on in my personal life and things that I have to do in my personal life on top of doing YouTube, Etsy, building the 2026 budget tracker, doing my 9 to 5 at work, maintaining my relationship, all of that. It's just like a lot. So I do feel like pulled in many directions a lot of the time. And it's kind of just normal for my life, but I'm glad I'm taking the steps to go to therapy to sort of deal with that. And then also just too much alcohol. As the socializing and being out with people picked up, so did the like social drinking. I don't like alcohol personally. I have a very complex relationship with it. And I know I feel my best when I'm hardly ever drinking, but I also think it's hard when a lot of the socializing in our society revolves around drinking. And like I could absolutely just skip and not drink. I completely know that that's like on me, but when the culture is very revolving around drinking, it becomes a little hard. I've been having lots of fun and I don't regret all of it, but it's always that next day where I am basically useless and my sleep was so bad and it feels like it takes me 72 hours to fully recover from it, where I just start to question like, why am I doing this? So I am hoping to sort of cool it on that. I keep saying that, but I feel like it's just been hard because there's just been a lot of socializing going on. But at the same time, I'm very grateful to see all my friends and family and to be together. How did I spend my time and does it align with my values and priority? And as I mentioned, lots of socializing and working. I feel like I'm working around the clock. If I'm not working, I'm like doing tasks or stuff that's happening in my personal life. I just feel like I'm always busy, always running around, but that does sort of align with my values. I'm getting the things done that are important to me, and sometimes you just gotta knuckle down and get shit done. What habits or routines serve me well and which ones need adjustments? I've been getting getting a lot more sleep after moving to Calgary. This has a lot more to do with my work cycle. My work is in BC time, even though we are 1 hour ahead here. So I do get to start the day later while still being technically early for BC. And with that, I've just not needed to get up at 5 in the morning like I used to. I've been getting up at 6. I find that I struggle to get to bed early, like regardless of what time I'm waking up at. That has just in itself allowed for an additional hour of sleep basically every night, which I think has been doing wonders for my mental health. What is one thing I'm grateful for this month, and why does it matter to me? Just being near family. As I mentioned, I've lived so far away from family for most of my adult life. It's just been a really special time to be a quick drive away from my loved ones. Okay, I didn't have anything added for monthly cleaning routine here just because I did like a pretty good deep clean of the house just today and yesterday. So I'm gonna kind of skip over that. We'll go to the monthly favorites portion. For beauty, my new favorites for this month are the Rhode glazing fluid. I finally tried this out. I have not tried anything Rhode up until it was in Sephora because I'm not paying for shipping. And I'm really enjoying the glazing fluid. I think it's like got this really great texture for makeup. It gets like tacky on your face. It's kind of like a primer while still being like super moisturizing. I will say the smell of it is atrocious. It smells like Play-Doh. It feels a little weird to be putting on your face when it smells that bizarre, but I do really like it. I also repurchased a Nude Sticks blush that has been like my all-time favorite blush. It is in the color Naughty and Nice, I believe. And I just love this color on me. It just looks like a healthy flush. It doesn't look like I'm wearing a ton of blush. It doesn't look unnatural. It's just one of those blushes that's like a great everyday blush. And I felt like I was missing that. All of my blushes like were leaning a little bit too hard on the coral side and like looked like I was wearing a lot of blush, which is a moment sometimes, but sometimes I just need a little something neutral, something a little bit more wearable. So I love this blush for that reason. And then I also have been loving the Huda Beauty lip stain. I talked about this I think 2 months ago in my monthly favorites. I didn't even own it at the time. It was my sister that had it. Finally got my hands on it because it's back in stock. I got a different shade than my sister has. It leans a little bit more brown than warm rose. So I kind of wish I got the one she had, but that one was still sold out and I was like just desperate to have it. But I do really love the color overall. I think I like the other one better, as I mentioned, but it's still a good color. And the wear on it is what's my favorite. You like put it on and then you don't really have to think about a lip stain or a lip gloss or anything like that for the rest of the day. You just have like a nice color to your lips. I will say I do think the top is at risk of popping off. It's one of those like kind of spring-loaded caps, so I do worry about it coming off in my bag. So if that happens, I will let you guys know because there's nothing worse than a product that causes you to throw the product out early because the packaging itself is bad. Clothes, I have been absolutely loving my jeans that I kept from my Aritzia haul. I will leave that little short up in the cards above. I tried on $1,400 worth of Aritzia. I kept like $500 of it and I was looking for a pair of jeans and I was also looking for the cashmere sweater, and then I got a couple other little things. But the jeans that I ended up keeping were the 2000s low-rise flare jeans from Denim Forum. They're just like very different from any other types of jeans that I currently have. There were some other great pairs of jeans in that video as well, but I just liked these ones because it kind of filled a hole in my closet that I was looking for, and they're really great jeans. I also love the Aritzia Gallery top. I just filmed my financial reset video in that top. It's like an off-the-shoulder Aritzia top, and it's just beautiful. Great shirt. Love the brown color. Huge fan. And then to match with that, I got the matching pair of the Lodge pants in the crepe fabric. They are beautiful. They're such a cute pair of pants. So comfortable. I love pants like this because I can wear them out, but I could also wear them working from home and they kind of feel like sweatpants. That has been a new favorite of mine as well. TV and movies, obviously The Summer I Turned Pretty. Aren't we all just still reeling? The finale, my God, such a good outcome. I was nervous there, honestly. I thought Jenny Han was gonna play with us. But if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's one of those shows where acting's not amazing, writing's not amazing, cringy as fuck. But when it's good, it's good. It has that like teenage young love yearning and chaos that, I don't know, just makes for good TV. I loved it. I also watched The Wrong Paris, also another cringy and poorly written, that sort of movie, but I just thought it was like a good movie. It's with Miranda Cosgrove and she is entering into a show that's called The Honey Pot, but it's basically pretending to be The Bachelor. And they're supposed to film in Paris, so she wants to go to art school in Paris and she wants like a free flight and money out of this thing. So she's not actually entering because she wants to be on the show. She's just trying to get the prize at the end. And they end up filming in Paris, Texas instead. So it's The Wrong Paris. I don't know. I just thought it was really cool to see a show like mimic The Bachelor. I used to watch The Bachelor a lot, and I don't know, I just like a cute rom-com, fun, you know, watch it, no thoughts at all kind of movie, and I enjoyed it. Some of my favorite creators, I feel like I've just been like sort of collecting all of my favorite creators and mentioning a couple of them every month. So these are just like ones I haven't mentioned yet, but like as I mentioned, all of the creators I've previously mentioned, I'm constantly watching. I love like small creators too. I should get more small creators, just to shout them out. But off the top of my head, the two people that I've been watching a lot this month was Rotten Mango. I have been watching Rotten Mango for a long time, but I am truly obsessed with Rotten Mango. I watch every single video. She has a true crime channel. It's Stephanie Sue. She's huge. She's got like 9 million subscribers or something crazy. So I'm sure you've heard of her, but she does like just very overly dramatic true crime videos. And I don't know, I just like the way they're formatted. I love the long format. I just think that they're well researched, and I love that she also is donating to a cause in every single video. And then my next favorite is Teffy Talk, who is Teffy Pessoa. And I've been following Teffy since she used to have her old Teffy show. So back in like 2019, 2020, she used to do a pop culture show, and I've been watching that show way back then. And then as soon as COVID hit, they had to cancel the show. And then she was more of a TikTok creator after that. So you've probably seen her on TikTok. She's absolutely hilarious. She's like a Miami Latin American and the most hilarious person in the world. And she's obsessed with pop culture. And I kind of also am obsessed with pop culture. And I just love her new podcast. They basically brought her old show back, new format, new style, but it's basically the same sort of thing. It's like a lot of pop culture moments, linking pop culture to like how we can live our everyday life. She's also really into like horoscopes and the stars. So I just think it's a really fun show, and I've watched every single episode back to back to back because I was so obsessed. Food, we have some funny shout outs. I have definitely mentioned these two things tons in the past, and you might think I'm a little crazy for the choice of my favorite foods, but number one is kabocha squash. I cannot get enough of it. I don't know why. It is like heaven in my mouth. It's just squash, so I don't know why. It is so king to me, but it really is, and you can eat so much of it. Yeah, that's usually what I do. I usually eat like a quarter of the squash in one go because I just love it. I love putting it in the oven, a little bit of salt, a little bit of olive oil, get it like a little bit browned. So good. And then to go along with that, I'm also still obsessed with Japanese sweet potatoes, except for I couldn't find them here in Calgary, and I finally found them at Superstore. So the second I had that first bite of a Japanese sweet potato, I was like, I hate regular sweet potatoes. Regular sweet potatoes are actually not that good. The orange sweet potatoes everyone's using in their beef bowls, that's not even that good. Try the Japanese ones. They're 1,000 times better. Do it. Try it. If you can get your hands on these, try stores that might have a little bit more of a leaning towards like Asian foods. I usually find them a little easier to find. I was gonna try T&T Market here if I didn't find them at Superstore, but they're like purple on the outside, white on the inside, and they taste like cake. They're so delicious. I love them. And then my other favorites for the month is my cast iron pan. I actually got a cast iron pan, I think 2 years ago for Christmas, and I don't know if I just didn't know how to use it properly or what. I just thought that everything stuck to it so much, and it was like frustrating, especially moving from a non-stick pan. But you just need to figure out exactly how to use it. You have to like season it. You have to put like oil on the pan and like while it's heating up so that the oil gets drawn into the pan so it's non-stick. And then you also have to preheat it properly before you're using it. But I figured it out, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I also recently got a stainless steel pan because I just saw people raving about them, and I absolutely hate the one we got. I don't know if we just got a really cheap one. I think it was only like 30 bucks on Amazon, but it doesn't work for me. I can't get it clean. It looks like absolute garbage, but I've been obsessed with my cast iron pan. And if you are low iron girlies like I tend to be, cast iron pans can actually deposit iron into your food, especially if you're making like some sort of like stew or something that sort of draws the iron from the pan. So little tip if you are low in iron. Apple AirPod Pro Maxes are my next favorite. I literally got these like 3 days ago, so take this with a grain of salt. I'm not saying like go buy them because I've tested them to the nines, but compared to what I was using beforehand, the audio is incredible. My old AirPod Pros I got like 4 years ago. I just recently mentioned this, I think in my financial reset video. So I was struggling with my AirPods. They were crackling in my ears. The transparency mode didn't work anymore. Neither did the noise cancellation. They were just kind of getting me by. And for editing, I really needed like a high quality audio method. And I've been loving the Pro Maxes. They also second as an accessory. So I kind of feel like I got 2 birds, 1 stone. You know what I mean? They're so cute. And yeah, I am obsessed with them so far. So if you've been considering them, my initial review is they are excellent. Monthly books. You guys, I'm really upset with myself. I have not been reading basically at all. I haven't been listening. I haven't been reading, and I am still reading the same book I think I started in June or July. I don't know what's happening. I've just fallen out of the routine of it, and I've been so busy. I feel like all of my extra time is either working or running around doing errands, seeing people. And also me and David, I think, have been watching more TV than we used to. So I think my like little amount of window of time that I have for media has switched over to TV. TV and movies. And I am a little sad about it, and I do want to go back to reading more. That's definitely where I want to move my time, but I don't know. I'm not trying to be hard on myself about this either, because I have been busy. It is what it is. Magnolia Park's Long Way Home. I did finish that today while I was cleaning, and I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It is great. I love Jessa Hastings' writing. I think that my issue with the Magnolia Park series is just how toxic this couple is, and just the like continual, if you don't like people misunderstanding each other or like the communication just being off, this is not the book for you. And I think that's kind of what frustrates me. Like, I'm like, oh my God, just talk to each other, sit down, and just, I could smack these people. But I do love Jessa Hastings' writing, and I do understand why people love this series so much. And it's very Gossip Girl. So if you like Gossip Girl, I think you would love this book. I personally love the Daisy hates side of this series. So basically this series flip-flops between 2 different couples that are in the same friend group, and you kind of get to see what is a little bit of what's coming in the next book. So for example, this book is Magnolia and BJ's love story, but you get to see glimmers of what's going to come in Christian and Daisy's love story, because it basically moves forward in the timeline in this book and sort of mentions what's going on with them, because it's like the same friend group, but then you get to come back and like relive it from their perspective in the next book. So I'm really excited to read the next book in this series, and I'm glad I finally finished this one. And then I'm still reading Cursed Fates from Zodiac Academy. This is the 5th book in the series. I'm really enjoying this series. I am starting to notice the books are getting a little bit longer, so I can't get through them quite as quick, but I am excited to keep going in this series. I'm excited to see what happens. I think that there has been a lot building up in this series. I didn't love the first 3 or 4 books. I think the 4th book is when it really started to click for me, and I can see why they're beloved. I think you just have to push through those first few books if you're not that interested in what's happening in the first couple of books. Okay, let's go to my content calendar. So I have kind of just been jotting down a couple of video ideas every now and then. I know you guys have been loving the What I Spend in a Week videos, and you guys mentioned that I should do that almost monthly. So I am gonna do that in October, and I'm gonna film over the week when we go back to Vancouver. I think that'll just be a little bit more interesting, like how I spend when I'm on a trip, how we spend when we're in BC a little bit, when we're also home a little bit. So I think that will be super interesting. So that'll be mid-month. I'm hoping to upload that on my birthday. And then to start the month off, we obviously have the financial reset. Oh, and then this video obviously will be going up in October as well, at the beginning of October. I haven't put that one in. Let's do that. So let's go October reset. And I think I should be able to upload this video on Friday the 3rd and filming it today. There we go. Okay, now that we have October reset in, and then I want to do a video all about financial privilege. I think this is a very interesting topic, and I, as somebody who has a lot of financial privilege, recognize that, and I think it's something that needs to be talked about, especially when people watch my videos and assume that maybe I have built all of my wealth on my own, or that I didn't have the same hardships that a lot of other people did. So I do really want to just dive into this topic and sort of dive into the different ways that I had an easier time building wealth than maybe a lot of others would. I don't know. It's one of those things, like, you know how there's all those Nepo babies in Hollywood that continually love to speak out about how they had it almost harder because they were discriminated against for being someone's child. I just think that that is the most frustrating thing to hear in the world. And I kind of thought of that as what I could talk about with financial privilege, because I have so much financial privilege. I don't know. I think it's just like a cool conversation that I haven't really seen other people talk about. So especially from the perspective of being the privileged one. Yeah, that's an idea I had. I wanted to do a birthday vlog. So we will be just coming back from Vancouver, and I wanted to do like a birthday weekend vlog. I vlogged my birthday last year because we were in Italy, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to do a birthday vlog every single year. So that might be coming. And then I do want to do an investment strategy / my current portfolio video. So I do want to give you guys like a full inside look at everything I have my money invested in, how I'm going about investing, obviously from like, this is just entertainment, please don't buy this sort of thing. But yeah, I'm excited about that video as well. And then of course I just leave myself some room to figure out what I want to film. Like obviously here I just have an idea for a video. I don't know exactly what I would put here, but I just like to leave myself like a couple of empty spots to come up with an idea on the go. There's usually like something that'll happen that it triggers an idea for a video. Okay, let's talk September goals. I don't even think I've gone through and ticked off whether I've done this or not. Okay, so let's do this together. So my three non-negotiable goals were continue progress on my mom's house sale. So this is like a big thing that's happening for me in the background. We are moved here specifically to help my mom move out of her house. She's been in this house for 20 plus years. So there's just a lot to go through, and it's a bigger house as well. So there's a lot of furniture we need to sell. We're also at the same time trying to find her a new place to live in. And she has a very specific thing she's looking for. So it's been a little bit more difficult, and we're going with her to go view houses and stuff like that. So this has been continuously happening in the background. I don't know exactly how to set goals for this that are achievable, you know, like the SMART method. I just kind of hope to have continual progress and hope that we're constantly moving forward, which I think we are doing a decent job of. I think we could obviously do more, but it's been difficult. Then the next one is my 2026 budget tracker. I wanted to finish the color schemes and the month layout page. So I have two of my color schemes basically locked down, and I'm working on my third one, and my monthly layout page is basically done. I would say like there's maybe a couple of small tweaks and edits I need to make, and I've already started the monthly goals page as well. So I would say that I'm basically can take this one off. Basically, one of the color schemes is still up in the air. And then I also wanted to read 3 books, which I did not do, obviously. 15-minute tax, car wash, yes. Vacuum in detail, no. I did put my winter tires on. I was forced to because my car had a flat, and so we just put my winters on to resolve the situation. Continue getting 7+ hours of sleep. Yes, I can say for the most part I am doing that. And then my supplements. Oh yes, therapy session 1, I did do that. Supplements, AM and PM, I've been really bad with, honestly, so I'm not gonna take that one off. I wanted to invest $200 extra, which I haven't technically done yet, but I think I'm gonna sit down today and just transfer some money out of my savings into my investments to achieve this. I didn't have enough money left over in my checking to do this, but I am gonna do this with my savings. And then I wanted to buy the AirPod Pro Maxes. We did that. Relationship goals, 2 date nights. I don't think we've had like specific date nights. We have eaten out together a couple of times, but I don't think it was more like on the move. So I'm actually not gonna take this off because I don't think we were very intentional with it. Okay, let's go to October goals. I have an empty slate here for October goals, so I thought we would set them together. So I think the 3 non-negotiable goals for me this month are going to be my mom's house, continue with that. Mom's house, continue progress. Weekend declutters, house viewings, and balcony repairs. Then my next non-negotiable goal is going to be my 2026 budget tracker. Let's say finish goal pages and savings, investment, debt, and calendar pages. So these are like the pages that are at the beginning of the budget tracker that are just like totals for everything. So that to get these done specifically, I would need to finish all of the monthly budget pages and also all of the monthly goal pages. That needs to happen first. So to get this done, I basically need to have those done. So let's just call that it. Why did I write finish twice? Okay. And then my third non-negotiable goal, I think that this is actually a good one. I'm gonna go max 4 drinks per week. So this still gives me room to be social and drink. Like I think 4 drinks is the limit, the upper limit for health. I think they say like you want to drink like max, I think it's like 2 to 4 drinks a week, but we're gonna just bring it back down to 4 drinks a week. So I could have this all in one seating, or I could split this up between a couple of different occasions. But I think this sort of just caps me out from drinking to the point of being like wasted, which is kind of what's been happening. And I think just being a little bit more conscious of the number of drinks that coming in can help me be a little bit better this month. Other goals, as I mentioned in my last month, I just want to be a little bit more dialed in with my most important goals and not add too much fluff because I have been so busy and overwhelmed. So I really want to get better with my supplements. And I set a goal to invest an extra $600. I have an extra paycheck this month. So yeah, I did set a specific goal of wanting to invest an extra $600 in my financial reset. So let's add that in. I'm gonna go 1 date night just to sort of ease in. I feel like we haven't been really doing date nights. Personal goals, I'm just gonna go with read 2 books. I really do wanna get back to reading more. I had a 30 book goal for the year and I don't think I'm anywhere near it. I'm just gonna try to ease myself back in. And I think this feels good right now. If I think of some things that are really important to me, I will add them in. But I've just found not being too overwhelmed by a really high number of goals is very helpful for me at this phase in my life and just how busy I've been. So I think this is where I'm gonna leave this here. Okay, next up we have the digital planning portion of the video. So I'm gonna cut over to that. Welcome to the digital planner portion of today's video. I love to use my iPad as a digital planner. I use the GoodNotes 6 app, and I will will also leave the digital planner that I like to use in the description box down below. A creator shared this with me and I have a discount code, I believe. I will leave it down in the description box. Every single month, I like to set a theme for my digital planner. I find when I make my digital planner look good, I use it more. I like to go through at the beginning of the month and make my life easier by setting everything up, picking a theme, picking images, and usually I will also make stickers as well using Procreate and images I find on Pinterest. But for this month, just with how busy I am, I'm gonna keep it pretty simple and I'm just gonna do my typical vision board and then setting up my digital planner. I did not film most of my digital planner setup, and that was also for sake of time, but I do a little flip through at the end, and I thought it would be nice just to have a little section devoted to my vision board. My theme for October is definitely leaning into the fall season, lots of rich coloring, lots of fall leaf colors, and things that I like to enjoy in the fall, like coffee, reading, being out in nature as much as I possibly can before the winter time, and then also fall fashion as well. So recently I have been really bad at using my digital planner, if I'm being completely honest. I looked through my September spread and I basically used my planner maybe 30% of the month, and it shows. I haven't been taking my supplements as much as I normally do. I haven't been keeping on top of tasks as much as I usually do, and I feel a little bit scattered right now. So I am gonna try to get back to using my digital planner as much as I can. I do find that sometimes if I can't make my spreads look nice, then I just feel like I don't want to use my planner at all. I did try to do quite a bit of setup in my digital planner for the month. I went through and added in the weekly spread highlights and text that I use for every single day to every single day of the month, so I don't have to sit down every weekend and set it up for the week upcoming, which is usually what I do. And hopefully this helps me just stay on top of my to-do list, because that is the most important. The whole purpose of using this is so that I have a to-do list and I know what I'm doing for that day. And hopefully I use it more this month. And if not, maybe I have to look into just using Notion or something, because your girl needs a to-do list. Okay, this is the final flip through of all of my spreads for the month. Considering I didn't spend a ton of time on this, I am very happy with how it turned out, and wish me luck on using my planner for the month. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching my October reset video. I hope you guys have an amazing October and that you are resetting in a way that works for you and starting the month off with a nice clean slate. I love a new month for that reason. You can sort of start the month with a new perspective and set some new goals that you want to achieve, and that's why I started these monthly reset videos. I can't wait to hear from you in the comments on this one, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!